this is a tutorial on pulling apart loops for full-on drum beats. You can use the kick, the snare, and the hi-hat, just a drum loop, and make it your main kick and your main snare and your main hi-hat of your tune. So you like that beat and you want to use that beat for your whole song. You want to use that loop as the drum beat for your whole song, but you're stuck with a stereo loop. You have a kick drum, a snare drum, a hi-hat, that's all together. How are you supposed to put processing on just the kick to really make it bang? So what a lot of people do is they'll just layer a kick and layer a snare over the loop. By the time you're done with the project or the song and it's all said and done, that loop has been like made really small with EQ. You've pulled all the lows out, you've faded all the kicks and snares. Not much of the loop is left. I want to show you how to utilize this loop as the main kick and snare of your song. Okay, let's find a loop here. Okay, cool. So we'll drag in a 125 beat here. Let's make it 155 odd tempo. So let's go ahead and make this 125. The original tempo. Kick, snare, hat. Cut all this up. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting the kicks and snares and hats. There we go. All right, let's put that in the snare. That goes the snare as well. Kick. Kick. Hat, hat, obviously. Move that down here. Hat, kick, snare. Kick. Hats. All right, so. Now I'm going to grab all of these and I'm going to unwarp them. Now unwarping them is going to make the wave sound real nice, because when they're warped and they're changed, you're relying on the warp engine to still try to make it sound good. But we don't want to have any artifacts or anything like that. Okay, we're going to loop it. Okay, now we're going to start cutting these. Start cutting these down. Cut all these down. Let's listen to this now. All right, sounds better. Okay, let's give these a little fade. So now we can kind of like tighten this up. Sounds good. That sounds pretty good. Let's tighten that up. All right. Tighten that up. When it's unwarped, there's no grid here, and it's nice and free here with the start selection. Let's change that. All right, let's change this one. Get that closer there. All right, let's bring this start time over there. Let's cut that. Bring this a little closer. Bring this one a little closer. And then we can start really chopping up this after we get all these transients nice and tight. That's pretty good. That's not too bad. Okay, we'll zoom in a little bit. And just cut that just a tiny bit, and this one just a tiny bit. I don't want it to click. And so this might be prone to clicking as well. So you zoom in and just give it just a little tiny fade. And that is not going to hurt the transient at all. We could zoom in even more and see how we're not really touching the transient. If we wanted to play it even safer, yeah, see, We're not really close to the transient, so that's pretty good, right? Let's try that. Oh, we got another little hi-hat there. Right there. Bonk. It's kind of fun. Okay, let's move that over. Right, move this over. Move this little guy over there. Move this little guy right there. A little nice little fade there. Zoom in, little tiny fade right here. Looks like we got 2 notes here. This one is going to go right here. And just so you know, we are 16th note here on the grid, which is what we're doing. All right, now remember, this was a swung beat right here. Not really. Kind of. That's the original. Now this is the new tempo. Zoom in a little bit. That's just X and Z. We're almost done here. Okay. Now what's nice about using this loop as our main kick, snare, and hi-hat is each kick and snare are just slightly different, creating that human feel, which we want. Let's move that back a little bit. That's pretty good. All right, now we're almost done here. Let's move this over a little bit. Nice and tight. Let's zoom in here. Give that a little fade. Give that a little fade. What's cool is when you zoom in here on something and you give a little fade, you can come here and you can still move this and the fade will still be there, which is nice, very useful. Okay, let's lower that. Let's give that a little fade. Okay, last one here. All right, give this little nudge of the playhead. Move that. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. Little fade, little fade, little fade. Oops, there we go. Okay, right here. Okay, we gotta fix that. Right there, there's a little hi-hat there that's causing it to swing a little bit because a 125 beat is playing at 155. And at the original tempo, this is playing at 125, but it's in the DAW 150. So it's going to swing. Here it is, right there, I believe. So that one would need to be like right here. Yep. There it is. So we might just get rid of this. I'm not sure. Let's see what it sounds like here. Let's do a little fade on it. Bonk. There we go. How about we could let's see here, like this. That's cool. Oops. We also have another little right there. Right there, about roughly. Yep. And then now we make it 16th note, because 16th note is the grid that we are in. It's just a little fade there. And right there. Bonk. Okay, nice. So now we could do some processing, right? So our basic processing, kick, let's see here, on the snare and on the hi-hat. So you hear all that bass in the hi-hat? That's no good. So we cut all that out. So now we can do a high pass. There we go. And then the snare. Cut all those lows out, make it normal snare. There we go. Right, let's do 36 curve. It's already pretty slammed. Lower that a little bit. Sounds pretty good. Oh, the kick. All right, we'll pull some 300 out. Oh, that sounds pretty good. It's better. All right. How about we make a little hi-hat? Nice. We'll twist it around. Cool. Now let's do just a little grain size modulation. Right here, there it is. That's pretty cool, grain size. Let's do flux too. Is that doing anything? So now we can add, like, you know, reverb to adjust the hi-hats, some delay to adjust the hi-hats. Right? And then maybe auto filter. Also, let's make it 174. Let's copy these guys over. Or hell slow, like 100. That loop sounded just like this. So if I dragged in this loop, so now we can change out these kick drums, add some kicks. Let's go 150. Nice. Boom, boom, boom. Let's just like that is here. All right, let's just make that nice consistent kick drum. Right, we'll just get rid of all those, right? And all right, maybe just maybe we'll just kind of like program a hi-hat, so let's make that lower. So there we go, and copy it right there and switch that back. Now let's put that right there, and now let's duplicate these. Right on. There we go. All right, and then we can do some wild stuff. Let's see here. Let's reverse these. Ooh, subtle but dope. You hear that? Let's get rid of those. Nice. Let's just make that 0 again. Make all these 0. Get rid of that like that. Nice. That's the original. And now our new beat. This is a tutorial on pulling apart loops for full-on drum beats. You can use the kick, the snare, and the hi-hat, just a drum loop, and make it your main kick and your main snare and your main hi-hat of your tune. All right.